Do natural treatments actually work for Lyme disease? Well, they worked for me, and here's 8 honest reviews from people who lived through it. These 8 reviews are actually from within the past month, so they are very recent. They're real from actual Lyme warriors who've been there. Lynn Marie S. says, I was in so much pain and my knees were horrible. I felt tremendous relief since starting the natural approach. And I was supposed to be on another round of antibiotics, which, as we all know, doctors just give out antibiotics like candy. And I have chosen not to take them and go with this natural protocol instead. I'm so hopeful as I'm getting my life back for the first time in 3 years. That's amazing. And we've worked with people that have actually gotten their life back after 28 years or 30 years, feeling pain, feeling fatigue, feeling brain fog, and just feeling like a shell of themselves, to be completely honest. And turning that around actually has such a profound impact on people's lives. They start to show up for the people that they love and care about. They start to have energy. They start to have their joy again. And all of those things coming back can absolutely transform someone. And that's why I love the work that I do. Brian said excellent product and excellent reliability, exceptional reliability, which he's talking about the Lyme Wars herbs. If you go to limewars.com, you can get the natural protocol that we use with thousands of people who have Lyme disease and who are getting better each and every single day because they're taking the natural route. They're not just shoving more antibiotics into their body, which kills their gut bacteria and harms their immune system and can actually make things worse a lot of the time. Don't get me wrong, they help sometimes, but they're just not the best option when it comes to long-term cases of Lyme disease, as we see over and over and over again. And Tracy said, if you or a loved one is suffering from Lyme disease, take a closer look and try this kit of herbal supplements. They have helped not only my son starting a few years ago, but also now helping me to heal from my new diagnosis of Lyme. Ryan Kearns, that is me. Hi, nice to meet you. Has the compassion and experience to help others to start getting their lives back on track. The monthly subscription is worth every penny. So if you're interested, go to limewars.com to check that out. Dina is talking about detoxing because, as we know, killing Lyme microbes is really just part of the equation. When it comes to a natural approach, we also need to support our detox systems and our lymphatic drainage so that we can remove those dead microbes out of the body and remove the toxins out of our body while we're healing. So she says, I've been taking the Lyme herbs and following the other protocols that Ryan has educated us on for about 2 years. I began with antibiotics 2 different times, but it did not work. I also go to a chiropractor that does muscle testing, many other modalities that are natural. I had a rash on the back of my neck. She had me start taking activated charcoal to help with the detox of the microbe die off. It's working well. Thank you, Ryan, for all your hard work. I appreciate it. I feel so much better. God bless all of you at Lyme Wars. So Dina is another great story. This is someone that's actually been through Lyme disease, like myself, and actually got better using natural approaches. Next, we have Kendall. She says, are you battling Lyme? I was so unsure if signing up for the Lyme Wars Recovery Kit was the right choice. That's fair. Most of us don't know if it's the right choice when at first, right? But I'm sure as you spend more time in our community and accessing myself, my team, seeing what we're all about, seeing the work that we put in for our clients and for the people that we work with, you will see that all we want to do is support you in every way possible and give you the all natural approach to make it as easy as possible for you to move forward with the lowest risk and the highest upside reward. Getting your actual life back, feeling like yourself again, and stop feeling like a shell of yourself. But she said, I was scared I would be wasting my money, but I was also so tired of feeling sick. I almost gave up once and I started taking the medicine because I felt worse, but after talking with someone, I was given the courage and strength to not give up. I am glad I didn't. I have felt so much better all around. I no longer experience any symptoms that I did when I started. I highly recommend this kit. And she's talking about the Lyme Wars Recovery Kit available at limewars.com. Judith says, this is the boost that I needed. I have a master's in infectious disease, so I was doing a ton of research on Lyme after I was finally diagnosed. My clue was my dog had Lyme, and Fiona and I hiked together all the time in Lyme tick areas. This was my wake up call that all of my variety of symptoms were from Lyme and any co infections. I had already been doing things to support my immune system due to having Hashimoto's, but doing just good food, healthy lifestyle, and good supplements weren't enough. Then I stumbled across the Lyme Wars Herbs website and decided to give it a try. Within a couple of months, most of my symptoms had dramatically disappeared or significantly reduced in frequency. That is amazing. Here are some of my symptoms that went away or are dramatically reduced. Morton's neuroma, brain fog, facial palsy, memory issues, fatigue, various peripheral neuropathies, and skin rashes. One of my doctors tried to tell me one of my severe brain fogs was a TIA, but both the cardiologist and neurologist said they had no idea what would happen because of my blood work, and scans showed nothing but a healthy neurovascular system with no inflammation. So I was left with no answers as to what went on. The herbs and the natural remedies that we use at Lyme Wars she's talking about, as an added bonus, also reduce the frequency and severity of my herpes simplex I get on my lips. Once in a while, I get a brain fog flare, and it is mostly in the fall and spring, which I have read that those are typical reproductive times for the spirochetes, but the flares are still very mild. I recently tried to take a break from the herbs, but within 4 to 5 days, my Morton's neuroma and the skin rash started to flare. I instantly went back on the Lyme Wars herbs, and both symptoms stopped within a week. So the best part is I am not on antibiotics nor steroids, which my doctors wanted me to do. I am so happy with the results for these natural medicinal herbs. That is just an amazing story. I'm so glad we were able to help Judith just by simply giving her the stuff that works with none of the BS, none of the added fillers, none of the nonsense that you don't need. We cut all that stuff out and just give you what you need the first time so you can actually see results and actually get better. And that's what we're all about at Lyme Wars. So Vicky said, wonderful experience. When the doctor said she couldn't help me with my Lyme disease, I was upset, but I realize now that she did me a huge favor. I came across a Lyme Wars website and I was skeptical, so I started getting emails from Ryan, that's me. He really seemed like not only to care, but he had the answer. I started them. Ryan was always supportive, and I would leave a message on his phone. He'd get back to me shortly after. Received emails from him with so much insight and knowledge. I didn't just buy a product from him. He became a friend who cared about me and always made time to answer any concerns. So I'm Lyme free thanks to this exceptionally intelligent, wonderful person, and of course, his herbs. This was a truly remarkable experience. Wish others would be more like Ryan. You will not regret starting this program with him. Now, I certainly appreciate the compliments, but I want you to know that I am not a genius. I am not exceptionally intelligent. I simply found what works. I used it to get better myself, and then I just tried to make that widely available to the most people possible so that I could help other people get better, because I know what it feels like to feel like a shell of myself, to feel like I'm not able to show up in my life, to feel like I don't have energy and I don't have joy and passion and feeling like I can actually impact the world and actually have a good life because I was sleeping 18 hours a day. I was fainting. My heart rate was dropping to 30 beats per minute. I had brain fog. I remember like getting through days and not even knowing how the day had passed me by because it was such a fog. I was so out of it. It was sort of like an out of body experience. And if you have Lyme disease and co-infections, you know exactly what I'm talking about. So I've been there and I just found out how to get better, used the natural resources that were at my disposal, and then I turned around and tried to help the next person. Now, a couple years later, we've helped over 3,000 people get better. And if you have Lyme disease, you're not alone. You don't have to keep doing it alone. You don't have to keep trying by yourself. We are here for you. Brian said, this is exactly what I needed. The quality of the herbs in this kit has made all the difference in my recovery. I'm on the road to recovery instead of the downward spiral that I had been on for years. And again, I've worked with people that have been trying to get better for 30 years and failing. I've worked with people that have spent $300,000 trying to get better and still didn't get better. But all they had to do was use this natural protocol that we lined up for you for a tiny fraction of the cost. And they finally started seeing results. They finally started getting back their life. They started feeling like themselves again. So if you're wondering if the natural approach to Lyme disease works, well, I just showed you 8 honest reviews from the past month. And again, that's only from the past month. We've been doing this for years now. We have dozens and dozens of reviews just like this, dozens of stories of people feeling like themselves again, taking back their bodies, having energy, having passion and joy and laughter in their life again after being at the lowest of lows. So if you're in that low, low place right now, I'm with you, I understand you, and I'm here for you. And if you have any questions, reach out to us at help@LymeDiseaseWars.com. Or if you just want to get started, if you just want to start working with us, go to LymeWars.com, pick up your recovery kit. We also have other programs going on. For example, we just launched something brand new. I haven't even announced it yet. It's called the 6-week Kickstart. If you're interested, just get in touch with us. I will send you all the details. If you believe in natural health and you want to get better from Lyme disease and co-infections, subscribe to the channel and you can check out a couple more videos that we have right here. I'll see you next time.